My Lord and my God, my Lord Jesus Christ, I firmly believe that you are here, that you see me, and you hear me. I adore you with profound reverence. I ask you for pardon of my sins and grace to make this time of prayer fruitful. My Mother Immaculate, Saint Joseph, my Father and Lord, my guardian angel, intercede for me. Jesus, in your presence, I start my prayer with a brief recollection of something that I enjoy very much. That is live theatrical performances that I attended from my youth. When I was a little child, I would go with mom and dad to watch these performances, My Fair Lady, The Sound of Music. Quite recently, that memory was revived because in my parish, they put up a performance called Show Business. And it took me down memory lane, the times that I'd go with my parents and the stage seemed so magical. Everything in its place, all the lines so well rehearsed, all the songs so beautifully sung, all the girls so pretty, all the men so handsome. I was one time, as a little boy, I was enthralled by the role that was played by the man who played Prince Charming, because he was really charming. Very nice person, very approachable. And I told my mom and dad, look, I'm just going to go backstage and I just greet Prince Charming. It was about 10 minutes after the performance. Everyone had already filtered out of the auditorium. And I went backstage and I spotted the man who was playing Prince Charming. And I went up to him with that enthusiasm of a little child to go and greet him and say, hey, Prince Charming. Before I could do anything, he turned around and he said, what do you want, little boy? I didn't feel that he was as charming as he had been on the stage. And certainly, he didn't look as he did on the stage because he had removed all the cosmetics and he'd come down from stage. He was no longer play acting. He was no longer putting on a performance for everyone to see. In today's gospel, you, Jesus, speak to the crowds, the disciples, and to me. And you say, the scribes and the Pharisees sit on Moses' seat. So practice and observe whatever they tell you, but do not do what they do. For they preach, but do not practice. They do all their deeds to be seen by men. For they make their phylacteries broad and their fringes long. They're on stage. They're play acting. They do everything to be seen. Is that me, Lord? Is that my reality? Do I do everything to be seen? Am I so self-centered that I only think of my image, my profile pic? How many times have I updated my status? Have I become a little bit obsessed with a self-prescribed diet so that I always look slim and trim? And what is the diet for my soul that you, Lord Jesus, propose to me today? Are you asking me to come down from the stage, to take off all the cosmetics that I'm using to look more presentable than I really am, to look like an actor, putting on a performance before all, to be seen? They do all their deeds to be seen by men, for they make phylacteries broad and their fringes long, and they love the place of honor at feasts and best seats in the synagogues and salutations in the marketplaces, likes on social media. Oh, how pretty you look. Oh, how handsome you are. What does coming down from stage entail? Coming down from the stage entails accepting the truth about myself. And for that, I want, Jesus, with your help, to remove all the makeup, to remove all those things that are not me. I'd like to grow in humility. which is truth about self. Those very beautiful words taken from the Litany of Humility composed by Cardinal Mary del Val that can help me today and now. Deliver me, O Jesus, from the desire of being esteemed. Deliver me, O Jesus, from the desire of being loved, from the desire of being extolled, from the desire of being honored, from the desire of being praised like. And the truth about myself will make me, with your grace, Lord Jesus, more aware of the others. When I come down from this stage and I take off the cosmetics, I'm no longer looking at the mirror. I'm looking at other people around me. And I learn how to forget myself. That's the life of the saints. That's the life I want to live, my Lord Jesus, because I want to be a saint. I don't want to be caught up in my self-absorption. It's a very beautiful story that takes place in the 1950s in the life of Saint Josemaria, who at that time was Father Josemaria. And he was living with many young students, some of whom would be ordained. Together with him was also Alvaro, who now is Blessed Alvaro. And so since this takes place in the 50s, I would refer to Saint Josemaria as the Father, Blessed Alvaro as Alvaro, and Cardinal Julian Herranz as simply Julian, because at that time he was a young boy staying in the same center as Saint Josemaria and Blessed Alvaro. Well, Father Josemaria realized that this young boy Julian was looking rather down. So he asked Alvaro to get the Fiat 600, the Fiat 600 that they had, the tiny little Fiat. And Alvaro got into the driver's seat. Julian was in the car together with the father. And they went for a drive around the Rome. What the father, Saint Josemaria, wanted to do was just to cheer, to pep the young boy up. And so he was laughing and cracking jokes and singing. And they were out on this ride out on Rome for an hour and a half. Then they came back. The father left Julian with a big smile. And Alvaro was left with the young Julian there. And before they could part, Alvaro came to him and asked him, Julian, how did you find the father this afternoon? Julian replied, well, he seemed to be in great form. He was singing, he was joking, he was laughing. And Alvaro said, well, just for you to know, the father right now has a big boil on the back of his neck. And his Roman collar that he's been wearing all afternoon is biting down into that boil. This afternoon, he was in great pain. Just for you to know that he did all this for you. He went out of his way in pain, not for his own gain, but for you, Julian. And this is beautiful. This is the life of the saints that teaches us, rather than wearing those phylacteries and acting like we are on stage, we remove our makeup, come down from stage, and we live for the others. So why Saint Josemaria in the Forge writes, renew each day the effective desire to empty yourself, to deny yourself, to forget yourself, to walk in novitatis sensus, with a new life. To deny, to empty yourself. The gospel today reminds us, don't do what the Pharisees are doing. Do what they prescribe. In the case of the saints, as in the case of Saint Josemaria, we know that he did what he said. And today I can ask, through the intercession of Saint Josemaria, may I learn how to deny myself, to forget myself. Jesus, are you asking me today perhaps to tweak the time I spend on social media every week? Do I always need to change my status every day so that I will see what people will say? And if I am a little bit more selfless, perhaps I can come down from stage and become a little more selfless, removing the makeup, being myself. Humility is the truth of self, and serving in little things. At home, maybe who loves doing the dishes? Well, no one, but let me put myself forward. At work, who needs a helping hand, a change in shift? Okay, I'll volunteer, but it's a late shift, but I'll take it. Whereas thinking about others, being selfless, and learning how to come down from stage and live in the real world. I turn to you, my mother. Today is a Saturday, and I ask you for the grace to be as humble as you were. You were never on stage. You always did things in reality. You lived selflessly for your son Jesus and for all those you came in touch with. I give you thanks, my God, for the good resolutions, affections, and inspirations you have communicated to me in this meditation. I ask you for help to put them into effect. My Mother Immaculate, Saint Joseph, my Father and Lord, my guardian angel, intercede for me.